everybody, I am Matt Brown, and I'm going to teach you the final track on the Black Album. This is The Struggle Within by Metallica. So this one is in standard tuning, and surprise, surprise, we're in the key of E minor for a metal song. Bet you wouldn't have guessed that one, huh? Alright, so I'm going to go through the intro here. There's a bunch of layered guitars and harmony stuff. I'm going to start with the lowest part and the main part. Probably, I'm guessing, what James Hetfield would be playing live. Alright, so I'm going to play this for you and then talk about it. Alright, so let's talk about the theme that we have here first. Now this is played out of our E minor scale here, so we're going to start with 5-7 on the 5th string. A little pentatonic idea, that's the first measure, real simple. Measure 2 is, so that's 7-9 on your 3rd string to your 4th string at 9. 3rd fret is, so we're doing 7-8 on the 2nd string, then 9-9, and then 7-8-7 ends the phrase, so. And then what you're doing is sliding off of a big B5 power chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that theme repeats again. It's 4-bar repeating phrase there. All right, so at the end, basically you just have some chugging on an E5 power chord. You know, it's very marchy. The song's basically written around a drum march. All right, so let's look at the second guitar part here, the higher harmony one. So, you know, similar thing, it's just the harmony to the higher part I just played. So, instead of, or I guess it starts with 2 palm muted open E notes here. And you know, you could do this on all of the guitar parts. It sounds like it's just maybe this one. I could be wrong. Whatever, do your own thing. So what we have is 2 opens and then 7, 9 on your 4th string. 7, 9. That's the first bit. Second measure is this. So that's 7, 8, and then 9 on the 3rd string. Third measure is this. That's the into the 4th measure there too. So 7, 8, 9, 7, 7, 8, 10. So. And then sliding a B note, it sounds like not the full power chord on this track. So A gives you the harmony, and you want to give that a nice vibrato. So I'll play these 4 measures again. All right, cool. Let's move on. But before we do, there's, you know, like after the... And then the other, there's an extra guitar track that's got like, you know, some real singing distortion and sustain. So, you know, just throw your overdrive pedal on, maybe some delay. Get that nice singing note. From this point on in the song, the 2 rhythm guitar tracks double each other with the exceptions that I'm going to make now. During the bridge part, the instrumental part, there's some harmony guitar going on there. And then the only other thing that happens is the thing that leads into the other verses. Otherwise, everything that I'm going to say here is doubled by 2 guitar tracks. So let's see what happens. Alright, so that's how we lead into the verse and how, you know, the verse begins. So to start with, I'll roll back here and explain what's going on. There's a tempo change. First off, there's a change to about 195 is what I clocked it in at. And it's mainly felt in 2. So 2/4 time signature, and we're just starting with this faster version of the E5 power chord rhythm we had before. Alright, and so the way it ends is, and then with the drums, nothing does anything. It's a rest for a 3/8 measure, so, and then you're into the verse, so just a real quick 3 count. And if it helps you, like, do like some air motions with your pick, or like something stupid with your mouth, that's some tricks that I do, and nobody's going to notice you doing it, and if it helps you play in time with the rest of the band, do it. Alright, so let's check out this verse when the singing comes in. Alright, so this verse, and like a lot of Metallica verses, it's kind of hard to remember and follow. So I'm just going to break this down a chunk at a time, and I'll leave it up to you to, come up with your own tricks on how to memorize this thing. So slow we have E, E5, and G, and then we have the slide in there from F sharp 5 to G. Next 2 bars, same thing. Now we're going to go back to just the E5 and G thing for 2 bars. Now what we're going to do is the E5 to G thing, but instead of G5 we're going to do an F. Alright, the next 2 bars are the sliding F sharp to G thing. And we're going to do that again. Next 2 bars we're going to have the E5 to G thing. So that's roughly about the first half of the verse. So let's carry on and check out the second half. Alright, so at this point things start getting more unpredictable. So what we're going to have at first is the E5 to G thing. Now we're going to do the E5 to F thing. And then we're going to do a little drum rhythm type thing. And James Hetfield's a drummer too, so a lot of his rhythm guitar playing is just like drumming on guitar. So we have this. So that's the 3/4 bar there. Alright, the next 2 bars we have the sliding F sharp to G thing. And again. Now we're going to do the E5 to G thing. This time we're going to do the 3/4 measure, but with an G5 in E note. Alright, so then the next 2 bars we have E5 to G. We're going to do that basically 2 more times. And then the verse ends with a 3/4 bar. So this song, I don't know, for me, it would be a nightmare to remember live. And I don't know, I would probably almost be tempted to have some sort of a cheat sheet on the floor to remember the chords, but that's kind of cheap. Anyway, let's move on. Now we're to the super catchy bridge part. I'll play it with the track and explain it. And into the chorus. So all we're doing is a G5, palm muting, and then sliding 5 to 7 on the 4th string. Then you do the palm muted thing with the chords with an F5, slide up again. The harmony guitar is doing the same thing the first 2 measures, and then you get for the 2 notes that you're slurring between. So that's a 4 and a 5, or B and C on your 3rd string. Alright, chorus is so simple. 2 guitar parts playing an F sharp 5 and an E5 in whole notes. That basically 4 times. That's the whole chorus. Alright, let's move on and see what's next. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the bridge. The harmony guitar is different here for this bridge after the chorus. So what we're going to do the first time, so that we're going to start right off the bat with those harmony notes. The next time we do the harmony notes are going to be different. So doing a D to E on the 2nd string, or a 3 to 5. And then what we're going to have is, and then one of the guitar tracks is, you're doing a pick rake, through the strings there, and then hammering on 3 to 5, doing some vibrato. And then what we have is like a little 4-bar lead in of 2/4 measures. Now we're going back to 2/4, and we're playing this. Alright, and then the second verse starts. So the second verse is a little different. Let's check it out. So a lot of the same material. There's nothing that happens that's different. It's just kind of like formed a little bit differently. So, and like where the vocals enter and everything makes it kind of confusing. So what I'm going to do, instead of just like breaking this down measure by measure. It's all the same material, so I'm just going to play it again slowly so you can catch like the order of how this goes. Alright, hopefully you got all of that. Now we're to a bridge. It's the same as how the bridge was played before the chorus before. Now we have another chorus. It plays the same way that the chorus was played before. The bridge that comes after the chorus is the same. And now we're to the guitar solo. Let's look at that. Alright, I'm going to stop it right there and explain what happens. So it's really simple. The first part is just E5 to G. Second part is that, but in the key of G minor. So G5 and B flat 5. Then we do the chorus riff. Now what we're going to do is we're going to throw in some little curveballs. We're going to do the G5 to B flat thing twice. The next time we do a little variation on that, it's slowly. So we're sliding from A flat 5 up there. Next measure is this. So that's just the G flat and G sharp 5, G sharp 5. Okay, then we're going to have a couple of weird 3/4 measures, 3 of them to be exact. So we're going to do this. So slowly that's. So we're doing an open E and a G sharp 5 and a G5 there. So I'll do the whole final ending here slowly. So it ends with the G5 there. Alright, now this is my favorite riff of the whole song coming up. I'm going to call this the post solo riff here. So I'll play it for you. Alright, so this actually took me a minute to figure out what he was doing. And it's pretty cool, it's pretty smart. What you have to do to play this is like hammer on between power chords. So I was just like, what is he sliding? Or no, it's a hammer on. So you're playing an E5, 2 strings, and then you're hammering onto the G5 with the middle and pinky fingers. Pretty smart. I approve, James Hetfield. Good work. So what we have is. So that's 3 times, and then we have this chromatic sliding thing. We're going to go power chords. I'm going to give you the root notes only. 5, 4, 3, and then 3, 2, 1. So then that all repeats. It ends with 2 F5, or 3 F5 power chords there. Alright, third verse. I'm going to just play it for you, and hopefully you can get it this time. It's shortened, less to learn, and it's all the same riffs from the other 2 verses. Alright, so the other end we're to the bridge, a chorus, the post-chorus bridge, and now we're to the outro of the song, which is real simple. Alright, so that's it for this one. I'm going to teach the solo in part 2 of this lesson, so that should be around pretty soon, hopefully in the next week or so. So if you'd like the tabs, per usual, get in touch. Email address is there on the screen. And in the comments and all that stuff too. Please subscribe. Please maybe sign up for my Patreon if you want access to all of my transcriptions. That's guitar and bass. Please check out my band, my business. My band is Dead Parade. My business is called Matt Brown's Guitar Studio in Chicago. Alright, so thanks a lot for watching, guys. This is Struggle Within. I've got the solo coming up in part 2. Thanks for watching.